everybody? Ooh, my hair is a little mess. What is up, everybody? What is going on? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Come on in. Come on into the room. Come on into the room. Shout, what's your name? Where you're from? Shout out your favorite school, favorite team. Shout out to all of you guys. I got to see a ton of you all as I went down to Jackson this past weekend to check out the JSU spring game. And I got my official roster to prove it to you that I was really there. I don't know if you can see that, but I was really there. Here goes the roster of all the players, all the names. Shout out to you guys. We see Yard Talk in the building. KJ is giving it to some folks. Man, yeah, Yard Talk is spicy in the chat already. Yeah, we're live, and we're going to have the call-in number here in a second after I get a few thoughts off. It's Jackson this weekend. I was trying to make it to Grambling this upcoming weekend. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. But sit back, relax, hit that thumbs up button as you come in because we got a lot to talk about after the bumper. What is good, good people? What is good, good people? I see my man Austin's in the building. Shout out to Austin, man. Finally got to meet Mr. ASVP himself. What is going on? My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show. We're in there heavy, man. You guys are coming in deep because we're talking about the spring game. I went there to watch a football game. I went there to watch the spring game. I'm gonna put the calling number up in a second. But man, oh man, Jackson, as always, thank you all so much. I had such a good time as I always do. The second time around it was awesome. The rain tried to keep us away, but we ended up having a great, awesome showing anyway. This was well, before we get into the actual game and what I saw, I want to show you guys this. This was me linking up with Mr. ASVP himself. Mr. ASVP, I was like, yo, where's the content, man? I was letting them know, like, hey, man, that you ain't got enough content. There's not enough content out there. Where's the content, Mr. Austin? Now, Austin was out there doing a great job, man. I seen the Under Armour cameras. They did a great collaboration with Under Armour that you guys will see all over the social medias, all over the YouTube page or Facebook. There's Instagram, all the social medias. All thanks to this guy and his team down there at JSU. Great job. Shout out to Austin, man. Shout out to everything that he's doing. They got a good thing going on. Well, we see some scope buffs. It's funny because a proud HBCU grad. I'm looking at some of your comments. Okay. Yeah, and this is the thing. This is what I've heard Ken talk about this. I talked to Austin about this. The biggest thing is that all of their content is located in one spot. Well, multiple spots, but all under one umbrella, and that is JSU football. That is JSU athletics. All of their football stuff, it's not, you don't have to go to 6 different people to find 6 different angles of the same thing. Like, no, they're all, it's all under the JSU athletics / JSU football undertaking, and it's because of him. He's doing a great job, man. They got a YouTube channel. They didn't have a YouTube channel at first. They got a YouTube channel. They got their Instagram channel popping. They got their Twitter page popping. They got, they're pushing out these graphics because they've gotten 4 commitments in 2 days, and we'll talk about that. So it's all really great. Scope buffs in the building. This ain't nothing to do with that, but hey, you're welcome to stay, man. You're welcome to stay and check it out. But the actual game itself, before I talk about the game too, I met a lot of you guys, a lot of beautiful faces. Shout out to you all for all, linking up, taking pictures, high fives, handshakes, hugs, all of that stuff. I love you guys, man. I always have a great time when I come out to see you all. But the actual spring game itself, because there was football that actually took place. I was there. I was watching football. And right off the jump, what I noticed, and I think She Loves D. Shout out to Timona, and She Loves D, her page. Go subscribe to her channel. They run a 4-2-5 now, or what it looks like a 4-2-5. The 4 defensive backs being Jalen Hughes, K5 at the outside corners, Callaghan and Isaias Guthrie at the safeties, the deep safeties. You got Alan Walker, who's huge right there in the middle. And then Tim Stewart is technically the second linebacker, but he's more like a nickel back. He was out there smacking dudes around, even though it was practice. The defense and the defensive line, it looks pretty good, guys. That defensive line looks pretty freaking good. I mean, Niles Gaddy, Antonio Doyle, Philip Webb, it's gonna be hard for SWAC teams to block those guys. It's gonna be really, really hard to block those dudes because their defensive line is going to put a lot of pressure. They're still playing an attack style defense. So one thing that JSU has been really, really good at over the last 2 years is their pressure in the quarterback. I don't even know what you guys are talking about in the chat. It's like JSU fans. Oh, like I don't even know what's going on right over here. But one thing that was a staple of the Jackson State defense over the last 2 years was two things: constant pressure on the quarterback and man-to-man on the outside. All of their DBs, they've been man-to-man. If you beat, you beat. You're on an island by yourself. And I heard Antonio Doyle talk all after the spring game, and you saw it during the spring game, is that they're doing less man-to-man and more zone coverage. And why this could be very beneficial, and this is why it is very, very critical for SWAC teams to have good quarterback play. Because when you play a zone coverage, it forces you to read defenses. You have to be patient. It forces you go to your first read, and if it's not there, you have to go to second, then third. But why that plays into JSU's hand is because they have a great front seven. They have a great, front four, essentially. A great front four. They've got guys that can cover out and out in the coverage, but guys that come up and make tackles. Tim Stewart was smacking dudes around. Like Tim Stewart was literally smacking dudes around. Sayers Guthrie was making plays in the open field. Hughes and Wiggins can cover. So with the zone, you're forcing a quarterback to really have to spin it. Like that's what NFL teams do to Patrick Mahomes. Like a zone coverage allows your front four more time to get home. And so if those guys can create pressure like they were in that spring game against the first team offense, like it's not just the backups. They did ones-on-ones a good deal. A whole lot of one-on-one, like ones versus ones, and the defense was winning. The defense was winning a lot of those ones versus ones. The O-line is going to need some help, and they've gotten some help. Hell, as recently as today. We're in here really heavy. We're in here. What are y'all saying in these comments? Oh, they said the JSU videos about the true sport. Okay, weird behavior. Yeah, I don't even know what some of these guys are talking about. The comments are lit, Cedric. I have no idea what's going on. I'm talking about the spring game, what I saw, and all the people that I met because you guys are awesome. But that O-line is going to need some help. And TC understands that. Coach Taylor understands that because he said it like, our front four is tough. Our defense is tough. Coach Bradley came from Alcorn. Alcorn had a really tough defense last year. Like, if you guys remember, Alcorn held JSU to 20-some points. It took that amazing, spectacular catch by Travis to really put that game away. Like Travis, the toe drag catch that I don't know of too many other players in the entire country that can make. It took that play for them to win that game. And so, therefore, okay, so this is what happened to Zach. Thank you, because I have no idea. I'm talking about football, and I see a bunch of other stuff. I have no idea what's even going on. So shout out to the Blue, man. The Blue Bloods right there. So, man, they are going to have to fix that offensive line. Obviously, we know the O-line is not a finished product. It's a spring game. We've already seen them grab 4 commitments in 2 days. So we know that'll be revamped. Coach TC Taylor even talked about having to revamp that line. But that defensive line is going to give some guys some problems. Obviously, Jason Brown looks like he's going to take QB1. He looks like he's a big guy. He's Jason Brown. Saw him in person. Really, really big guy. Like all of 6'4", 6'5", whatever. He's all of that. He's a very, very tall kid. A big kid with a strong arm. First play of the game. Now it was 1 versus 2 defense. He went bombs away. Rico Powers is going to be a featured receiver. I think they kept it. Obviously, spring games, you keep stuff very, very vanilla. They kept stuff very, very vanilla. I think they will be able to incorporate Seven McGee more than they did in the spring game. I didn't think they didn't want to show what they got in store for him because he never really lined up in the backfield. One thing that jumped off the screen, though, was the tempo. Coach Maurice, his offense is fast. I mean, they get up there and run that tempo. Now, somebody said 200 fans. Okay. Because I saw some comments talking about, wasn't nobody there at the spring game. You guys got to think, first of all, it was way more than 200 people. There was a nice amount of people. There was a torrential downpour in Jackson the day before. It was raining the whole day leading up to the spring game. Now, not one drop of rain came during the actual game, but it was a whole lot of rain leading up to the game. And so it probably kept some people home. And they live streamed it. They live streamed the game on JSU Sports Network. And so some people probably just watched from home, which is no problem. I was in Jackson, so I was showing up to the game. I had traveled, 7.5, 8 hours not to be there. So I was there and I had a great time. But will Thompson compete for QB1? Somebody asked, was Grayson? And this is no disrespect to Grayson, but he's not competing for QB1. He's not. It's going to be between, I think Jason Brown is going to be quarterback 1. I think the way that they want to do the offense leads to a lot of strengths of his. He's not a guy that wants to run a whole lot, but he's a guy with a strong arm. They didn't show it a ton, but JSU wants to go a lot. They're going to run a lot of vertical routes this year. You can just tell the motion. We didn't see a lot of motion in their offense the last few years. They're moving guys around. They're motioning guys in and out of the backfield. This offense looks really fun, but they have to be able to block people. It's not going to be any fun if they're not able to block anyone. They are now, then Grayson should be QB2. Now, I don't know about that. I don't know. This is like possibly one guy who has always been talented. He's always been talented. He just had a fumbling problem. But I think he's gearing up to have a special year is J.D. Martin. J.D. Martin was always Jackson State over the last 2 years. He's been their most versatile back. They had Hackett in 2021, who was like the power back, and J.D. Martin was your guy catching balls out of the backfield. Your guy that if you wanted some speed, some change of pace, you put in J.D. Martin. He just had a hard time holding on to the ball, even last year. The only reason why Savion was able to get the carries and the reps that he did is because J.D. Martin put the ball on the ground too much. And I can say this, 1, because I watched the games, and 2 is because he actually admitted it. He's like, yo, I've had opportunities in the past. I just got to, like, my main thing this year is ball security. If J.D. Martin holds on to the ball, now, granted, this was a spring game. It's not a real game. But he made plays out there. And the way that they're play designing, they did one, like I told you, it was hard for the offensive line to block a D-line. But when they did block the D-line, they have some play designs that will get people open. You got to think, Coach Maurice comes from the Hugh Freeze type of deal, right? Hugh Freeze, what has he always been known for? Scoring a bunch of points. At Ole Miss, he scored a ton of points. At Liberty, he scored a bunch of points. And they hired him at Auburn to do what? Score points. And part of having a great offense is having great play designs. And there was some, now granted, they didn't show, they probably gave us a smidge of what they're really going to be doing when the games start. And obviously it'll be different pieces. But some of those play calls were just like, whoa, that was actually really, really cool. Like on the play, JD scored, I think, at least twice. But on his second touchdown, they created a matchup where the back end safety from opposite side had to cover him out of the backfield. And he walked into a touchdown. Isaias had no chance of stopping him. Isaias diving at the ground, but there's nothing to dive at because he's already walking into the end zone. Those are the type of cool things that we'll be able to see from that offense this year. But none of it matters if they're not able to block anybody. That's why you see they're picking up guys out of the transfer portal. Now, when you run a 4-2-5, and that's why out of those 4 commitments, 2 of them have been defensive backs, is because you got to play a lot of DBs. A 4-2-5 is what I saw out there. And really, it's more of a 4-1-6. What do I mean by that? 4 down guys, 1 true linebacker. Alan Walker, he was the guy in the middle. 1 true linebacker. Tim Stewart as a rover kind of safety linebacker, rover hybrid. Isaias and Callaghan in the back. And then you had Hughes and Wiggins. So more of like a 4-1-6 than 4, you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking football right now. I don't know. Once again, I have no idea what's going on in the chat. You guys are going crazy over there. But a 4-1-6, and so you're going to use a lot of bodies. You're using a lot of bodies because you got a ton of speed out there. But speed that can come up and make tackles, that was beautiful to see. Thompson is better than Brown. I don't know about that. Not so sure about that one. Thompson better than Brown. I don't know about that one. But, I'm not mad at you. Let's see. What do we even like? What's that is funny. I have my season tickets and we are ready. Yes, this is an exciting offense. Think of if you're able to block people, you are going to score a ton of points. I have to continue to emphasize that. If you are able to block people, you will score a ton of points. Now, one person outside of J.D. Martin stood out like crazy. He had a great game. Another guy that had a great game and that stood out, and a lot of people didn't know, including myself going into the game, was, let me make sure I'm saying his name right, Mr. Johnson. Don't want to mess up his first name. The new number 36. That young man runs hard. Ezekiel Johnson. I hope I'm saying that right. Spell check. Austin or whoever can check me in the chat. This young man, number 36, yo, he runs hard. He runs really, really hard. I'm gonna make sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Yo, he stood out. Like, even with run, he ran with the twos most of the time. And a lot of times it was against the ones. And I just told y'all they couldn't block the ones. The first team couldn't block the ones. And so do y'all think the second team could block the ones? No, the second team could not block the ones. A lot of times he was hitting the backfield. But this dude put on a show. Ezekiel Johnson. This young man had an awesome game. JD had a great game. The running backs had great games. And the reason why you can always tell when a running back has a great game, especially when their O-line can't really block the D-line. And somehow, some way, you seem to stand out. He had a couple of runs that were just great. He had a couple of runs that were special. And it's like, yo, this young man, he can play. He can play some ball. Now, Irv Mulligan, I'm not sure. I don't think he played. JD played. But this young man stood out like crazy. So shout out to Mr. Johnson. You had an awesome day. I think on the outside, as far as receivers, we didn't see a ton from Trevante Rucker. I thought I'd see more from him. But once again, it's a spring game. You know what I mean? You can't expect to see everybody do everything great. Rico Powers looks like he's going to be the feature wide receiver number one. Just based off what I saw. I'm just telling you what I saw. Rico Powers looks like he's going to be the number one. I wanted to see Zion McDonald out there, but he had a hamstring injury, so he wasn't able to play. Seven McGee, I think they kept it very vanilla. They didn't really even try to get him the ball a whole bunch, but we know Seven McGee is going to be a feature player. Kobe Paul, number 19, probably had to play today. Kobe Paul had 2 touchdowns. His second one was a clear pass interference, and he got hit by his own teammate very, very hard for a spring game. And somehow, some way, he was able to come down with the ball. Shout out to Kobe Paul. He had a great, great day, man. So there was some players, man. There were some players that definitely stepped up, that definitely stood out. Kobe Paul being one, Mr. Johnson being two. Just the D-line, just all of them. All of the guys on the D-line. Doyle, Gaddy. Here's the thing about Niles Gaddy. So Niles Gaddy last year had that Tennessee State game. What's going on, Deputy Mario? Shout out to my guy, Deputy Mario. Niles Gaddy had his game against Tennessee State where at 4.5 sacks. And that was what a lot of us thought, that Niles Gaddy was going to finish with, at least I thought. I'm going to speak for myself. Let me not speak for nobody else. I thought he'd finish with 12, 13 sacks after having a 4.5 sack game. And he didn't. He only finished with 9 or 8.5 or 9, something around that way. Gaddy looks like a man on a mission. Gaddy understands that this year is a year that he can make himself a ton of money. Gaddy is a big, big kid. All of 6'5", all of 260 or whatever he weighs. Big guy, and I think this is a year that he can really make himself a ton of money playing pro football. I think he's that talented. And he looked like a man on a mission at a spring game. It looked like he came to show folks what he is up to this year, what he is capable of doing this year. It was great to see him be able to go out there and be unblockable. I mean, he just simply, it probably was points that obviously, if they were keeping right, if they were keeping score, and they, obviously you can't touch the quarterback in spring game, but the first team defense probably would have had 6 sacks. They probably would have had 5, 6 sacks. It would have been 5 or 6 times. Obviously, they want Jason, Phillip, Grayson, all those guys to get the ball out their hand, so they didn't sack them, of course. But they easily would have had 5, maybe even 6 or 7 sacks. And Gaddy was one of the main drivers behind how great they were able to play. I see some guys in here. And so, yeah, the JSU spring game was great. Had a bunch of people came out in the rain to show their love and support to Jackson State. So shout out to them. That was awesome. Now, I know some of y'all are here because the title says a former player took a shot at TC. So I'm driving home. You know what I mean? I get home from Memphis after being at Jackson State over the weekend. Shout out to you guys. We're in here heavy. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, by the way. Now, Tristan, what about, if you're talking about Tristan Sion, he didn't play. I think he's dealing with an injury. He was in street clothes. He was in his jersey. He didn't play. DJ Stevens is recovering from an injury. DJ Stevens, Tristan Sion, Zy McDonald. Those guys didn't play, and I wanted to see them, but they didn't play. The freshmen, you can tell JSU still is adding depth because they're 4-2-5. You're going to see a lot of bodies playing at those outside, at those defensive back positions. Talking about 5-6 DBs you're going to play at a time. 5-6 DBs you're going to play at a time. So you're going to need depth and need guys to be able to come in there. And especially with how fast their offense is going to be the fastest offense is as far as getting to the ball and getting snaps off. And when you're running that fast, that means you might score fast. Or that means you might have a quick 3-and-out or a quick possession. And so, therefore, your defense may be on the field a little bit. And so you're going to need bodies both on the D-line. Both starters and backups got to be ready because when you're running an offense that fast as it looked during the spring game, you may be on the field a bunch as far as the defense. So you're going to need a bunch of depth. Both 1s, 2s, and 3s have to be ready to play. And so, yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Tristan didn't play, though. Tristan Zion didn't play. So when I was coming back home, I got this thing, and I saw, obviously, the Savion Wilkerson hit the transfer portal officially today. That was no surprise to anyone. Savion Wilkerson officially hit the portal. He hadn't been at JSU all spring. We had Savion on the channel, man. And so when he first hit the portal, I'm not even going to act like I didn't think that was a big deal. That is a big deal. Losing an 1,100-yard back is a big deal. I'm not going to act like it isn't. I'm not going to act like he's no soup sandwich. Savion Wilkerson is a ball player. Like, he's a great, great player. And so, therefore, losing him was a big deal. And so he officially entered the transfer portal today. That was tough. It was, it is what it is. But under one of the posts was an interesting comment by a former JSU player. That player happens to be Quay Davis. Now, if you know Quay Davis left Jackson State, and he is now a player on the Texas Southern roster. He plays for Texas Southern. And so I'm going to show you this comment. Now, somebody told me this comment has now since been deleted, but on the internet, everything lives forever. And so here is what the original, this is how the exchange went via, Light On Sports comment section. So on here, whoever Isaiah Myers IV said, somebody needs to hashtag guard the yard, y'all boys leaving, with the laughing face emojis, because there have been some transfers. Durante Davis, then this Savion Wilkerson, Willie Gaines officially announced, but none of these guys have been at Jackson all spring. So this wasn't really a surprise to anyone that's been following the team. Now, as you see right there, you see the way come up too. That is Mr. Quay Davis. And if you don't believe it, it's actually his AV still has him in his JSU blazer. And I thought that was kind of funny. He put the LOL. Then Mr. Myers happened to say, don't look like they want to hashtag play for Coach TC. These are the Jackson State hashtags that have been going around. Guard the yard, play for TC. And Quay Davis commented at Mr. Myers, not a real coach, in reference to Coach TC Taylor. Now, when I saw that, I was like, interesting. Not a real coach. Now, you guys have to remember, Quay Davis was a wide receiver at Jackson State. TC Taylor was the wide receiver coach. Now, I was like, dang, I guess that's kind of harsh, dog. You know what I mean? Obviously, TC Taylor is improving. He's a new head coach. He hasn't been a head coach before, but a little harsh. But then, there's always plot twists. That's why I tweeted earlier, Jackson State is one of the funnest teams to cover because there's always plot twists to stuff. Like, you see this, you're like, damn, he's taking a shot at TC. That's pretty crazy. But then I got a message from someone. They said, yo, Jeff, it's so funny that he is talking about Quay Davis because he was in the Tiger Talk chat talking about he missed Jackson. Now I'm like, what? He was in a Tiger Talk chat talking about he missed Jackson. Tiger Talk. It only makes sense. Yeah. Like, no, Tiger Talk did a live from the spring game, and Quay Davis was in the chat. And I'm like, huh? And then I get this sent to my messages. This is what I was given. I'm telling y'all, I wouldn't be making this up, y'all. So this is Tiger Talk. This is Zoe. Tiger Talk is the blog that covers Jackson State. Zoe, Ken, Corey C. This is their chat or replay of their chat. And right there, you can tell I'm not editing nothing. I'm just sliding down. Right there, under the live chat replay, it says Quay Davis, and it's circled. Them folks circled it for me. It says Mr. Jack. Now, I was mind blown. I was like, yo, what? Now you got to think. This chat is directly after the spring game. The spring game was Saturday, April 15th. He wrote this comment on Savion, on the post about Savion, on Monday, April 17th. But back on April 15th, he left a comment that said, "Miss the Jack." This comment is also interesting, even if you take out the fact that he left the comment under the Light On post. And shout out to Jonathan Dobbins and Light On College Sports. He does a great job. That young man be putting out work. Hit that thumbs up button, by the way. Even if you take that away, just totally disregard that. Y'all remember when Quay Davis left Jackson, right? Like all the things he had to say about Jackson State, about how somebody broke into his house and did all of this and did all. He had a lot of. He didn't have a pleasant exit. He had a pretty rough exit. Somebody had broke into his apartment and said stole a bunch of his stuff, and he took the video and was showing it all. And it's like, man, that was rough. And he was talking about, see, this is why I need to leave, and more power to him. But so to have that video when you're exiting, to sign with Texas Southern, who's another SWAC school, but then to come in and comment that, I mean, it's kind of interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. That's just kind of interesting. But wait, there is more. So Quay Davis, he was having himself a time on the internet today, and so his comment was kind of going around in different circles. And he posted on his story, this is what he originally posted. And I took a screenshot of Jalen Hughes, who's the cornerback at Jackson. And this comment actually is pretty funny. This is actually really, really funny. This is really, really funny. So then there was this. Now, y'all saying being chatty, whatever. This is what they do on First Take. This is my chat. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave. You know what I mean? I'm not forcing anybody to be here. We're having a great time, man. Yeah, this is what I mean. Hey, you feel me? This is pretty funny. You feel me? We're just showing what's already out there. I didn't create this stuff. These people put this stuff out. So anyway, hit that thumbs up button, by the way. We're having a good time, and we're gonna open up. We're gonna have the phone open so that way you guys can comment on whatever you want to comment on. So then there was this. Once again, I don't tell these people to post this stuff. I just react to it. And then I have you guys react to it. And so Quay goes on his Instagram and says, because it's the same, because he's verified. So it's easy to find his stuff because he got that check. He posts a picture and he asks Andrew Body, who's the quarterback at Texas Southern, and says, this year going to be too easy. Said, this going to be too easy this year. Don't see nobody in the SWAC stopping us. Now, I like that because that's spicy. That means you ready for whatever. That means nobody in the SWAC is going to stop you. You're going to stand behind that with a really, really good quarterback in Andrew Body. I like when people talk heavy. When you have the right, you can talk heavy. But see, also, you allow people, when you put stuff like this out there, to talk heavy back or say what they want. And Jalen Hughes had time today. Jalen Hughes, I'm assuming, saw the comment under Savion talking about his head coach. And now you see this on his story. And if we zoom out, this is Jalen Hughes. And he said, man, be for real. He said, man, be for real, dog. Be for real. And I just thought all of that was pretty funny. That's all I have to say. So, Mr. Davis had himself a day on Twitter or on Instagram. And, folks like Jalen Hughes responded back. I'm not for the politically correct. Talk how if Quay feels like nobody in the SWAT can stop him and Andrew Body, then feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Feel that way. If you feel like TC ain't a real coach, then feel that way. I'm not telling you what to say and or think. I just like when you do it because it's fun to talk about. It gives us content. It allows people to be engaged. It allows fans to smack talk. It allows fans to go back and forth. Because now, guess what? JSU and Texas Southern, they have to see each other. November 4th, they have to see each other. Quay is moving to third ward. Houston, we're talking. This is actually really funny because if y'all know Miss Yard Talk, she lives in Houston. So that makes this comment even more funny. So yes, if you got something to say, then say it. Quay clearly had time today. He clearly had something to say. And those somethings were, now it said, who stopped Quay? Who stopped Quay in 2022? He had QB in See, that's the thing. When you put stuff out there in the ethos, and you can get in here, to call in number 727-731-8723. The phone is open. You can say whatever you want. Speak your mind. I don't care. But that's the thing. Quay feels like, for whatever reason, clearly, that he didn't get the opportunity that he probably feels like he should have got. Quay Davis coming out of high school was a very, very highly ranked recruit. Like, honestly, if you go to 247 and look at the JSU all-time recruits, there's only two guys ahead of Quay Davis. That's Travis Hunter and Kevin Coleman. So he was a really, really talented player coming out of high school. Now, for whatever reason, his head coach, didn't play him. It's not the receiver's coach to put you in the game. It's not up to them. It's up to the head coach to put you in the game. The head coach decided not to play Quay Davis in 2 years. The first year is because of, he had some off-the-field stuff. Second year, he just never played him. So, that's up to the head coach. But now he feels like he's got a quarterback in Andrew Body and a coach in Coach McKinley that believe in him, and it's going to give him an opportunity to shine. And so, therefore, if you want to, talk heavy. But that is why we play the games. That's why football is so beautiful. Because guess what? You get to settle it all out there on the field. There will be no talking when you line up with the pads, when you're matched up in front of Jalen Hughes. The talking won't save Jalen. Talking won't save Quay. Now, Andrew Body is hurt. As of now, yes, he is hurt. Now, I don't know how long he's out. And it seemed like they got like 5 quarterbacks in the Texas Southern locker room. But I don't think Body's injury is a season-ending injury. So, therefore, hopefully, Quay seems to think he'll be back before the start of the season, or at least he thinks he'll be back before that November 4th matchup. Now, the shot at TC I thought was unnecessary. I thought it was interesting. I did think it was unnecessary, especially a couple of days earlier. You're in the chat talking about Mr. Jack. That was a little, it was a little different. That was a little different. If you missed it, if you're just now tapping in, first of all, thank you. Second of all, hit that like button. Hit the like button. The number's on the screen if you want to call in. And third of all, this is what we're talking about. Quay Davis on April 15th had this to say about Jackson State and the beautiful people in Jackson, Mississippi. On the video with Ken, Corey C. in the JSU press conference room after game. And he missed the Jack. But not very long after, he was talking about TC's not a real coach. All very, very interesting. So, you know what I mean? Like I thought that was funny. I did think that was funny. So let me see some of your comments because nobody's called in. So, and by the way, there have been 4 JSU commitments in the last 2 days. 2 of them are defensive backs. One's a D lineman and one's an O lineman. Now, remember, I've come on here and told you guys before, they're probably going to add between 15 and 20 new players. Most of those guys, I think they'll probably add 4 to 5 offensive linemen. That's just my guess. My guess is they add 4 to 5 offensive linemen. My guess is they've already added 2 defensive backs. They'll probably add at least 2 to 3 more, because that 4-2-5, 4-2-4-1-6, whatever they call it, they'll need some depth in the secondary. And they'll probably add another running back, even though I think the 2 that they got are pretty good. I really like J.D. Martin. I think he's going to have a great year. I like Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson had a great spring game. And you'll see some defections. I mean, every team is going to have defections. But that defense under Coach Bradley is looking really, really good. It's looking really, really good. Let's see who's calling in. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. Hello,
Gemini.
What's going on, Gemini?
What's up, Just like last year. Hold on, I'm sorry. I was looking at you on my phone at the same time.
I appreciate it, man.
Just like with Prime, gonna be the same thing with TC.
What you mean?
They're getting their feet wet at the head coaching position. I want all of them to win. Just that TC has a lot of holes to fill. Mm-hmm. When you're getting scouted by most institutions, you normally pick the institution because of how you feel about the coach. Now, for the ones who came under the old regime is gone. Mm-hmm. It's TC time now. So now he's going to have to fill holes because a lot of those relationships that the previous had with players are no longer. So it's going to take some time.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's definitely going to take some time. And that is why, but I think the defense right now is ahead of the offense, just my personal opinion. So that's why it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out, man. Appreciate you calling in.
All right.
Appreciate it. No, I mean, it's definitely going to take some time. You got new head coach, new everything, new system. Oh, I thought I was answering that. Yeah, somebody said next call. But no, yeah, it's obviously going to take some time, man. It's going to be call. I don't know who that was, but you can call back. Yeah, like it's definitely going to take some time. Obviously, it's going to take some time. And that's why we're just talking about what we've seen so far. That's why the folks that in FAMU think they have a really good shot this year, because they're not learning a new system. They don't have to ingratiate a new quarterback. They do have a lot of their returning guys. Now, they lost their best defensive player and best offensive player. They feel like they may be able to replace them. So that's why all of it's going to be very, very interesting to watch. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
It was good seeing you Saturday, Jeff.
Hey, it was good seeing you too, man. Appreciate it.
Look, next time you walk up on me like that, I might have to bust your head with this camera.
Oh, man. Yeah, what's going on, man? What's going on? Yeah, we was talking about the content, man. I'll let you know, dog. Wasn't no content.
Look, I mean, you know what it is. You know I broke it down to you. Yeah. And, sometimes you just got to – people just need to sit back and be patient because there's a lot going on behind the scenes. And it's good to train these students to make sure they put out a good product. So regardless of what anybody's saying, we've been putting out good product. We've been doing it at our pace, and we're going to continue to do that. And so it's just important for people to understand. I have young 20-year-olds that are running a full production, and they're learning every day. And so until we get the right system in, we're going to continue to just progress and get better and get better. Then it's going to be a good product out there for everybody to see. So we're still working out some kinks right now, and including like the Facebook page. We don't even have access to it because we've been trying to look and see who has access. So it's one of those things where we're working on just small things just like that to get it going. So.
Absolutely. Now, Austin, since we got you on here, man, once again, this is Mr. ASVP Visuals. Austin, running the JSU's social media content and everything that you've been seeing, all the great work that he and his team have been doing. Since we got you on here, man, what do you think has been the biggest challenge so far being in a content creation space for a SWAC, a HBCU football team, in a space, doing some cool things that a lot of schools could probably learn from. But what has been the biggest challenge so far?
I think the biggest challenge right now is just to kind of make sure that we stay organized, and to continue to have different things happen, and just kind of like plan everything out. Make sure we spread out the content. We want to talk about the entire football team. We want to talk about the coaches. We want to talk about the staff that helps run this program. And so that's the biggest thing. I think that's the biggest challenge right now, just to make sure that we kind of cover everything. And so right now we're doing a good job just getting our feet wet, and then we're going to start running. So I think right now we got over the big hump is just getting organized and seeing what we want to do. And then we're about to start putting this product out.
Absolutely. Now, Austin, I want to ask, because this was some people had on my show, they would say, we missed some of the quick form cell phone type video. Is that something that you plan on negotiating, or is that like, hey, we're getting away from that? We're doing bigger productions moving forward. What was kind of like your take on that?
We're gonna do everything. Everything is important. Every aspect of what this football team means to the fan base, that we're going to cover with it. Everything has its job. You can still do an iPhone footage. We can still use that. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But we just want to increase the quality, and then also kind of slowly but surely increase the content.
Absolutely. Now, Austin, for what you can tell us, you ain't got to tell us everything. But for what you can tell us, what are some of the things, especially now that spring is over and we go into like a kind of like a dead period for football? It's not like going on in the summer workouts, summer school until we get into fall camp. What are some things people should be looking forward to, for what you can say should be looking forward to during the summer as far as content wise when it comes to JSU football?
I think we want to just make sure that we highlight key players, key coaches, different storylines. That's what we want to do. There's a lot of storylines and a lot of stories with these players and how they got here, and the people that kind of just basically embrace them coming. And so those are good feel good stories that we want to highlight. And we always gonna have content. So I think that's important, just to make sure that we just showcase that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Austin, we'll get you out on this, man. One last thing. What was it like having Under Armour on campus, and what do you think that'll do for the school and the football team, having those guys there shooting a lot of stuff and collaborating with you all across social media and all their platforms?
Collaborate with Under Armour was great. I think it could set a trend to help other schools kind of contact the businesses that sponsor them. And so maybe that's like a chain effect where we can start highlighting more HBCUs. So I think we did a good job. They were great. They were wonderful. They pretty much helped us out with everything, and their team is great. Even the people who helped us edit and put stuff together, like, they were great as well.
That's awesome, man. Hey, Austin, man, I appreciate you calling in, man. Hey, I'll be hitting you up, man. We'll have you on here for real for a long form thing to really break down what you got going on going into the football season. And any other school that has a content creator, we'd love to have you on and kind of talk about some of the things that you all got going on. But I appreciate it, Austin, man. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. And that what he said is key. Because these companies, yeah, they outfit these schools and they give them jerseys and stuff, but actually having a company, $1 billion company like Under Armour, coming there, tagging a school like Jackson State in the social media content, giving them that exposure, doing those certain type of things for them, doing those really cool things, that is a trend that I think could move forward. Like, imagine if LeBron James showed up to FAMU's campus. How awesome that would be. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
This is Frank, man. What's up, man?
What's going on, Frank? What's on your mind, buddy?
Oh, man, I had to call in because
Talk to me.
I can swear all them Jackson State fans was talking about they didn't care about it was going to rain. They still going to have 20,000. What the 20,000 was? Hey, Jeff,
What's
it
up?
was another 75 people there.
Is that
It
right?
was 75 people there. Yes, sir. And
was you there, Frank? No, Frank, was you
I
there?
think,
That's a serious question. Serious question.
yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was
you
there. I
was there?
went just to see how many people gonna show
Oh,
up.
you was
Yes,
there
sir.
for real?
And I think that yes, sir.
I didn't know that.
I stay right outside of Jackson, and I stay in Florida.
Okay.
I like Jackson State, but I just don't believe in what the rest of them fans believe in. They think they just finna go undefeated and go to the Celebration Bowl again, and that ain't gonna happen, man. I'm
Frank,
sorry.
why don't you think that? I'm not like the football season is still several months away, but why don't you think they will be good? What about their team tells you that they're gonna be trash? Like, why do you think they're gonna be bad?
You see that journeyman quarterback. With the white guy Grayson, he got better reps than the starting quarterback, but they say this is their starter. This guy is not ready to be a starter. He's not going to be the captain of that team. It's going to be one of them backup guys. I just don't see the Brown guy being the starting quarterback for the whole 2024 season.
What was bad? Like, what did you not like about
him? He don't have the mechanics. I don't see what you guys see in him.
I mean,
he's just a big quarterback.
He's a big guy. They haven't played a game yet, though, Frank. Like, how can you base that off a spring game, though? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not,
I'm basing it off his.
Yeah, talk to me.
I'm basing it off all his tape, not just his spring game. Like, I'm basing off all of his tape from the previous schools. That kid is not that good, but because he's in Jackson State, he's gonna take us to the Celebration Bowl. He's what he did at the other schools that make y'all think that he's so great. And that's my thing. You got a backup quarterback right there that's not behind Shador that can start. But he's not going to start because they putting these expectations on this guy who's been a journeyman. And that's what I'm saying. Now, we're going to go to the Celebration Bowl. No, you're going to go like 5-7, 6-6, somewhere in that range.
So you're
not going to go to Celebration.
You think they're going to be 6-6? You don't think they'll win more than 6 games?
No. Oh, no. If they win that.
Okay, Frank, man. Hey,
Jeff, where you go to school at, Jeff? Where you went to school at, Jeff?
I went to Western Kentucky University. I went to WKU.
Oh, see, you ain't have to deal with that bullshit they dealing with. That's why you're not biased. I love the work you're doing. Keep it up. Don't just talk about Jackson State. Talk about All Sweat because they not the hot topic no more. It's all corner FAMU. They fell off. Stop giving them clout, bro.
Let me ask you this then, Frank. You think both all corner FAMU will be better than Jackson State this year?
I think Texas Southern gonna be better than Jackson State also.
Dang. So you think Texas Southern all corner FAMU will all be better than Jackson State? You saying that right now?
And Alabama.
Which one? Which Alabama school? It's two of them.
The one Eddie Robinson coach.
Okay. Hey, you're entitled to your own opinion, buddy. I appreciate you calling in, Frank.
Jackson State going to be the new Bethune-Cookman. Because Coach Woody going to bring Bethune back, and Jackson State going to go into that place. I love talking to you, man. I got to run, Jeff, man. I love chopping up with you, bro. I had to call in for some entertainment, man.
I appreciate you, Frank. Thank you so much, man. Y'all heard him. Frank said JSU going to be the new Bethune-Cookman. That was his words, not mine, man. Frank, you got the phone lines buzzing. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, this is Willie.
What's going on, Willie? What's on your mind?
What's going on, Jeff? That last caller was delusional. He's not a Jackson State fan. He's lying. People can lie. A lot don't care who tell it. A lot really don't care who tell it. For you to be biased, man, really, come on, man. It's grown folks. I got a lot of stuff to say, Jeff, but it's a lot of grown folks. It's grown folks in these chats, brother. Really. Now, for what I'm gonna say later on, it's gonna coincide with what I'm saying. You really need to put your foot down, Jeff, and just take over this shit. Take over this. Take it over because I'm gonna say it, and I know people are listening, and I don't give a damn.
Talk to me.
Our so-called media group around here. You can't have things both ways. When you have good information, you have bad information. You need to get ahead of your bad information. Stay with me, Jeff. You need to get ahead of your bad information where you can put the narrative out yourself. You can't just have everything peaches and cream. So we got a lot of people around here. No. Just read between the lines.
Okay.
You got a lot of people that's upset with you and Scotty because you all have journalistic skills. And they just getting on here doing this thing. And when they want to try to hold back information, earlier on in the past, and then information get out, then they get upset. But hell, you playing the game. You playing the game. So you playing the game with people that have journalistic skills. So you got to be up on your shit. If I was you all, I would say fuck it, and I would take over, because we're not getting a lot of the fans. They done called, they done asked some of these guys, why don't you share more stuff? I understand that Coach TC is not open as Prime was, but still you can cover other things and mention the football. I like Doc Holliday, the HBCU approach, because he covered both sides. And he really can mash the gas, but he's friends with some of these people. And I understand you don't want to step on any toes, but this is not the time to do that. I would just mash the gas. But that last brother that called, he's really delusional. He's a really delusional fella. How could you be what I seen this past in the game? We got
a full call line, so we got to land it last point.
Okay. I think the defense played. I think the defense played well. I think Philip Short. I think he's a better choice. But it was how the defense was set. It was how the offense was set up with the personnel, the offensive line. That's why you can't gauge what you see. You got to know what you're looking at.
I agree.
And I think it was a bad. Thank you.
Hey, it's no problem, Willie. I'm not really 100% sure the point Willie was trying to get at, talking about mash the gas and all that. I don't know, but we gotta get some more callers, man. It's a bunch of y'all in here. I'm trying to get as many as possible. What's going on? You're on with Jeff. Hello.
Yo.
What's going on?
You there, Jeff?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's up, Jeff, man? How you doing?
What's good, man?
Hey, all good, man. Hey, look, I just want to bring it up, man, about the spring game, man. I just want to say, from what I seen, defense, like you said, defense gonna be unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hard to score on that defense. You know what I'm saying? Offense, like we all know, we got to get some things together. But for the last guy that was just on your phone, Jeff, getting in here talking about Alcorn and FAMU, like talking about it, I ain't gonna say no name, Jeff, but I'm gonna let it be known because everybody on here listening. A little birdie that told me from the inside of that team, one of those two teams that the last guy just named, finna lose a star running back. You know what I'm saying? So you put the pieces together and you'll figure them two teams out. All right, look. So we gonna leave that right there. All right, Jeff?
All right, Hey, I appreciate it. I'm all for inside information. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in.
And look, I definitely let you know if you want me to inbox you, I'll let you know who that.
Hey, inbox me. Let me know. Inbox me. I'm all for inside information.
I got you.
Hey, appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate you calling in. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea what he's talking about, by the way. I do know Alcorn had Jarvion Howard, who was a dog. He was the best back in the SWAC. Him or Maurice Washington at Grambling. And he's saying one of them had a star running back leaving. If Jarvion Howard leaving Alcorn, that's going to be tough. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Isaiah Myers, man.
What's going on, Isaiah? What's on your mind?
Man, I just wanted to call, man, because my dog Quay, man, he's taking a bad rap right now, man.
Talk
he
to
was
me,
just speaking the truth.
What's the truth?
He was just speaking the truth.
What is the truth?
My brother said that TC is not a good coach. That's all my brother said, and we can't put the media down. He's in there firsthand. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm a Southern grad, so when I saw Savion hit the portal, I'm the guy who made the comment. So.
Yo,
when I saw Savion hit
you're the real. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all right. So why do you think he's saying TC? Like, have you talked to him? Why is he saying TC can't coach? Is it just because just being in the room with him? I mean, he was in the room with him. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm in Baton Rouge, man.
Yeah.
So okay. I have no idea, but he's definitely in the room with him. So if he's saying the man can't coach, man, then the man can't coach. I mean, it's just point blank period.
Okay. So
I personally, when I saw them hire TC, as a Southern University Jaguar fan, man, I put my napkin in my shirt. You know what I'm saying? I got my plate out. You know what I'm saying? I got my knife out, my fork out, man, and I was like,
thank you, Jesus. If that's the guy that you're gonna hire, because he. I mean, let's just be honest
Come
here.
on, talk to me, man.
The two years that Jackson State had was because Deion recruited his ass off. He brought in guys that they're not gonna get. I mean, of course they got that kid 7 from Oregon. I think he looks pretty good. But I mean, I studied the film, man. I studied the spring game film. They look good. Now you got guys.
They look coming. What? You broke up a little bit. You said they look what?
In the yard. It don't look like they guard in the yard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just say this. When they came down here to Baton Rouge last time, they snuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some trouble week 2. It's gonna be some trouble week 2.
It's gonna be some trouble.
The Southern University team that we got. I ain't gonna talk too much. About what we got because I want them to come down here and see about that. But I'm gonna say it's gonna be some trouble. So this ain't the same Southern University team.
Okay, since I got you on here, man, you said when you heard the hiring of TC, you felt like it was feast time for Southern. Even after seeing the players that they brought in, and even with the talks of the players they're gonna bring in, you still feeling really good about Southern's chances against JSU?
Absolutely, man. Because I saw what we brought in. I just feel like, man, it's gonna be back to the old days, man. Let's. I'm a history teacher by trade, man.
What's the old days?
I'm a history teacher by trade, man. The history says that before Deion Sanders got there, we was putting Jackson State over our knee and beating them like they stole something for 8 years.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get back to the standard. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna represent my university. Southern is the standard. We will always be the standard. We're gonna get back to that standard.
Ooh, okay. Hey man. Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate it, dog.
Hey man, go Jags, man.
Hey, that man said, ooh, he said history repeats itself, and that's just how it goes. Hey man, woo-wee. Woo. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Yo, this is Jerome, man. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing good. Jerome, what's on your mind?
Let's talk about this dude from Southern right quick, man.
Let's talk about him. What you got to say?
This man, Dooley, couldn't see a quarterback if Peyton Manning slapped him in the face. Right? Jackson State just had the number 2 recruiting class at FCS. What is he talking about?
That's a fact. Yeah.
And secondly, let's transition on to something more serious. We upgraded at the offensive coordinator position. Probably the best offensive coordinator in the SWAC now, easily. Defensive line is better. It's better.
The line's pretty good.
Wide receivers just as good, not better. Fam, you was talking like they didn't lose by 56. What did y'all do? So it's like, man, all this hate for Jackson State, I don't get. But, fans who don't know much about football always want to comment egregious comments. But, they'll learn one day when we go back to the Celebration Bowl. So.
Hey, appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much.
No doubt, dude. Be safe.
I appreciate it, man. Nah, it's interesting, man. I mean, that's why I love football season, because guess what? We get to settle it all out on the field. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Just had the number 2.
What's going on, Jeff, man? Thanks for bringing up this interesting dialogue.
Talk to me. Man. Yeah, man. What's going on? What's on your mind?
This is really entertaining, man. I'm calling from, first of all, I'm AJ calling from DC, man.
What's going on, AJ? Listen. Appreciate it, man.
HBCU ball needs this, bro. Like, it is so funny watching people talk about Deion leaving Jackson State. That's the best thing. I'm like, listen, bro, it's a history of winning and losing for all institutions, bro. Why do they constantly have to hate on Jackson State, though? Like, I'm in the comments.
That's a question for them and for Jackson. Jackson folks said it's been happening way before Deion. That's what they tell me. They said folks been hating on that school way before Deion. You heard the Southern guy. He was like, yo, we taking it back to old school. They ain't beat us in 8 years before prime. So I don't know, man. It's lovely. I guess I don't know. I guess because they got a stadium that seats a whole bunch of people, and everybody else stadium seats about a quarter. I don't know what it is, but it's awesome. I love it.
Jeff, I want you to do. Jeff, I want you to do this, man. I really need you to do this for me and
Talk
for
to
the
me.
people on the East Coast. I need you to have a show that people can call in and just say, "Hey, man, if you have any grievances with the Jackson State University Tigers, now's your time to address them. Get them out of the system, bro. We just want some good football."
We might have to do that. That might be a thing because there seems to be a lot of people that got something to say about JSU for whatever reason. I like it.
Look, comments from Light On Sports, and looking through the comments even on your YouTube channel. And Scott, I'm like, bro, is it that much hate for one school? This isn't. Listen, bro. Howard and Hampton absolutely hate each other, but it's not this visceral. It is not this visceral. We're talking about one university that has to fight everybody in the SWAC. Everybody in the MEAC is cool, but now it's Colorado people hating on that. They living off crime. Like, wait, hold on, wait. What is going on, people? And I'm looking at the comments like these institutes of higher learning first. He is training all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, say Wilkinson leaves.
Yeah.
Fine. Oh, the sky's falling at JSU. PC, watch out. Jackson State going back to lose. If they lose every game next year, guess what? They steal Jackson State. So what is hateful? That's all I want to get to.
Hey,
the hate and the visceral coming across this. I mean, dude, you have seen some of the comments yourself probably. I don't understand it.
I seen a bunch
Jackson
of them.
State, nobody was in the stands. Nobody even talking about other schools anymore. Check this out, and I'm gonna let you go. Check this out. The 2 times Jackson State has gone to these championship games and lost. Nobody even talking about NCCU. Nobody's even talking about South Carolina State. How is this possible?
That's a fact.
We have to.
That's
a fact. Champions.
It's crazy,
man. Listen, man. I'm neutral. But it has to be something there. I want to do a case study on all of this, bro. To me, it's like a microcosm of Black society. The have versus the have not. I don't know. You help me out. I'll let you go on there, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Hey, but please have that show. Please have that show. This is the Hate on JSU Jackson State University show. Call in and have it. I promise you, man. You probably get a lot of views and money off that show.
Hey,
I'm gone, baby. I'm gone.
I appreciate you calling in, man. No, but he's right. Like, he's right. I'm someone that's been covering college sports for a very long time, right? Like for a very long time. And I posted this today. You got to think. I know people are going to be mad because I say this. But Deion left in December. We've got hundreds of people in the chat right now. We've got guys calling in right now, still hating on the Tigers. I don't know what, even this man from DC said, yo, Howard and Hampton hate each other, but it ain't hate like them folks have for JSU. What it is, I have no idea, but it's awesome. I love every bit of it. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
This is Gabriel. What's going on, Jeff?
What's going on, Gabriel? What's on your mind?
Okay, so I kind of like halfway agree with what the last caller say. I think that would be a good show, but to let everybody, call in and just get their rocks up, just get all of it out of Jackson State. and the last 2 callers before then, I see, okay, one of them made a point. Jackson State, Southern had Jackson State number for what, 8-10 years. Now all of a sudden, Prime up in there. Jackson State won back-to-back SWAC championship.
Yeah.
2 undefeated season.
Yeah.
So they can't take it.
No.
They can't take it.
No, you're right.
And now the Prime is gone. Like the dude was saying, got his plate out, got his fork and the knife out, got his napkin around, tucked in his shirt and ready to eat.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Look here. I tell you what. The only thing he gonna be eating is crow, because like you say, hey, now I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna get up off it because I know you got other people calling.
Yeah.
But okay, now I'm not gonna lie to you. Jason Brown, I had just slight concern with it, with him at the spring game. But like you say, they've only been in practice how long now? What, 2-3 weeks, something like that?
Yeah, they have 15 practices.
And,
15 practices.
Okay, so that's 15 practices. That's equivalent to maybe like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, but like you were saying, we got some more players coming, and hey, that running game is going to be off the chain. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the other running back we got coming? You have to mention him.
I know he's the young man from Marshall. He hasn't committed, so we ain't said his name yet. But if he commits, that'd be a big pickup. But we do get some more callers though, man. But I appreciate you calling in for sure.
All right, man. Take it easy now.
Yeah, you too, man. You too. Nah, that's like Southern folks. 8 years in a row. It's a long time to beat a rival. It's a lot of years in a row to beat a rival. What's going on wrong with Jeff?
What's going on, Jeff?
What's on your mind?
Hey, this is Mac from Atlanta, Georgia. Proud alumni of Jackson State. Let me tell you what's going on here.
Talk to me.
Why Jackson State why we get so much hate. We the only one in the school's got apparel that looks like it came from the dollar store, first thing. And the second thing is we got pride in our school. When you say Jackson State, when we say DI love, we actually love our university. And I'm gonna tell you, everybody
that is a fact.
And we lost every game this year. We still gonna put 50,000 in that stand behind our team. It's like it's like Jackson State is a family. If your brother getting beat up, you still gonna go in and fight with your brother.
Absolutely.
That's the way we look at our college. And the rest of these Rudy Poop ragtag junior colleges can't understand how somebody can love their university that much. And that's all it is, brother. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much. Now, one thing, if I don't know nothing else, man, I know them JSU folks. Alumni or Jackson alum, Mississippi people, they love them some JSU. Do you hear me? That's one thing I do know. What's going on wrong with Jeff?
Hey, Jeff, what's going on with you, though, boss?
What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Slim, I've been trolling these TC Taylor fans all day. They know who I am. My name Eugene. They know who I am. And Slim, let me tell you something. They don't know football. In their eyes, TC Taylor could do no wrong, Slim. TC Taylor do not know skill and when he have it. How in the hell you let Quay Davis and Savion Wilkerson leave? I don't understand that, man. Savion Wilkerson was your lead running back. And you got him sitting behind J.D. Martin. You want to start J.D. over him? When J.D., you should be using him as a sketch.
Do we know that was the case?
Huh?
Do we know that was the case? Like, do we know he was going to start J.D. over Savion? Like, I don't think that was the case, man.
He said it. He said it. He said it. He said it.
If he said it, I ain't going to argue with you. I haven't seen that, but, I ain't going to argue with you. But I don't know if that was the case.
Okay, let's say, for instance, he didn't say that. Why would Savion leave then? When he was the feature back? What would be the purpose?
Now, that I don't know, because when I had Savion on, I think Savion came on my show in February. He was pretty excited about going back to JSU. Now, what happened?
Right, exactly.
What happened in between? That's between the team and Savion. I
right.
don't know. But
and speaking on Quay, they could have, man, TC Taylor, if he knew football, he could have used he could have used Savion, he could have used Quay Davis like Debo Samuels. Use him all over the field, create mismatches.
Who's to say he didn't want to? Quay left before the spring. Quay left in December.
Because the man don't know football.
Well, Deion
because the man don't know football. He exposed them.
Deion didn't play Quay neither. I'm just pushing back a little bit. Deion didn't play Quay neither.
Right. I understand that, but guess what though? This was Quay's turn this year. He's like, okay, I ain't played for Deion. I can start for Wilson. I know for a fact that I'm gonna get some bump. And all of a sudden, man, he at Texas Southern. Come on, man.
So do you think Texas Southern gonna use Quay right?
I hope so. They better. I hope so. And all these, and listen, Slim, I don't want to hear none of these TC Taylor lovers because they're not JSU fans. They TC Taylor lovers. I don't want to hear none of them when the season starts making excuses for this man, for them not winning the SWAC or the Celebration Bowl. I don't want them all to say Oh, Prime took out talent. No, what about the talent that was there that's left?
So you think they're gonna make excuses?
And y'all fight.
You think they're gonna make excuses?
Yeah, they're gonna make excuses. When they make excuses now. Come on, man. They making excuses now. Look at your comments, man.
Okay, I'm trying. It's a lot of them coming in, so I don't know. But I appreciate you calling in, man.
I know.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, no problem.
You got the phone line jumping, bro. We was just about done with the phones, and then you got it, man. Folks got something to say based off what you said. What's going on? You're on with Jeff, man.
I'm back, man.
What's talk to me, man? What's on your mind? They had a lot to say about you with Southern. We gotta make it quick.
Yeah, man. I see they have a lot to say, so I was on delay, so I had to call back. Let me address a couple things. First of all, I want them to go and look. Dooley has been at Southern. He went to UAPB. He was at PV. Now he's back at Southern. Man, I want them to go back and find a player that said Eric Dooley could not coach. Because the man tweeted himself or put the comment out himself and said he couldn't coach, right? Yeah, we saw it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing that I was saying. He said, I was repeating what the man said, bro. And like we said before, the man is in the room with him, right? You know what I'm saying? And this is what I wanted to call back and say. For all you Jackson State fans, all right, please make that 2-hour trip down to Muffet. All right, I'm gonna have a nice tailgate. We're gonna show you how to cook food because we know you can't cook food in Mississippi. Man, I went to Mississippi one time, bro. I can't let you live
on that. I've never been to Louisiana. I can't. I've never been to Louisiana, but they cook some damn good food in Mississippi now. Hold on now, we ain't going. You feel me? I ain't never been to Mississippi. I ain't never been to Louisiana, but they can cook some food. They cook some food in the Jack. In the Jack. Jew City got some nice food, man.
Come through to any southern Louisiana city, and I guarantee you the food is gonna be 10 times better. But look, this is what I'm saying. Jackson State fans, listen right now. All right, come down, take the 2-hour drive. You're gonna have the best food in your life. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna fill you up to whoop your ass. And then send you back on the road because it's different. It's different. This ain't Deion. Y'all in trouble. Okay, I want y'all to know that.
Hey man. Okay, man. We got some more calls, man. But you got the phone line jumping. Appreciate you calling in again. Nice. It's getting real spicy on here tonight. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
What's going on, Jeff, man? This is Mikey, bro. I'm the one that DM'd you earlier.
Yeah, Mikey. What's going on, buddy? What's on your mind?
Oh, man. I got a lot to say. I'm going to keep it brief because, you got a lot of callers on here that just be delusional. All right, so look, man. So the last few callers, bro, I know the last little caller said something about JSU fans think TC Taylor can do no wrong. Where the hell are they getting this information from? Nobody even said that. Why are they acting like we think TC Taylor is our Messiah or something like that? Anybody who they hired in that position would have been the person who we praise. What are you talking about? How come they don't got shit going on about they damn university? I promise you, I can look up Southern, Alcorn. Not one person covered them schools. But they all on JSU platforms. What sense do that make? How are they on all JSU platforms and all they talk about is JSU? I have not heard one person come over here and talk about their school.
Hey man, I don't got the answer, man. I don't know. This is very, very true, man. I mean, I get it. It's not a lot of Southern-led topics going around. I'm gonna agree with you. Ain't a whole lot of folks putting Southern
because don't nobody give a damn.
That's exactly what right there. Don't nobody care about Southern.
All right, Mikey, bro. We gotta keep it moving, bro. But I appreciate you calling in, bro.
All right, man. Be smooth, brother.
Hey, you too, man. Hey, man. Hey. Like, I don't. There's so many people. Oh my God. Okay, I have to remove the call. There's too many. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hello there, Jeff. How you doing? My name is Maurice Ford. I'm calling in.
How you doing, Mr. Ford? How you doing?
man, I'm just trying to hang in there. Look, I just don't understand why everybody is so much against TC before he's how you gonna sell a man out before he even gets started? He hadn't even won the game, played a game. He played a practice game. Give the man an opportunity. Don't say that he can't coach when you haven't even gave him a chance. They can say, well, Dion gave him a chance to be offense coordinator and got rid of him. But my thing of it is, Dion didn't do anything that was spectacular. I refuse to call him Coach Sanders anymore because of how he did Jackson State. But that's correct. He didn't. Jackson State didn't get rid of Dion. Dion got rid of Jackson State. So all that I'm saying, at least give the man an opportunity before we start bashing him.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I say let's play a few games first. I completely agree with you.
Because even if you go to McDonald's, they train you there.
Absolutely.
So give this man an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Don't throw him under the bus before you even crank it up.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. We got a few more calls, but I appreciate you calling in. No, that's true. I mean, that's how I feel about TC. Oh, I didn't mean cut him off. Sorry about that, Mr. Ford. Be sure, first of all, we in here real heavy. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. If you like what you're hearing, hit that subscribe button. But, that's how I feel about TC. We got to give him a chance to coach a game. You know, we'll see what happens. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
My name, I ain't going to even put my name. I don't really nobody know I'm on here. But,
all right, talk to me. What's on your mind?
So I just really want to talk to, like, all the people that want to talk about Coach Taylor this, Coach Taylor that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to understand they mad at Prime or whatever he did when he was here. Fuck him. Like, he don't have to be, Jackson State don't have to be without him. You feel me? With Jackson State when he was here, with Jackson State when he's not here. TC is also making a point about the players that decide to transfer. You seen kids out there, a linebacker with number 32 on, Geronte Davis, a running back with number 36 on. This shit don't stop. It ain't gonna never stop.
Hey.
You feel me?
Yeah.
This shit got to keep rolling no matter what.
Absolutely, man. Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much. Nah, that's a fact. There's guys out there with those numbers now. There's new guys in. There's new guys ready to play. We're going to see what happens. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
What's up, Jeff? This is Nick Bone calling from Jackson, Mississippi.
What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Man, I just want to say this, and I'm going to make it short and sweet, man. I think TC Taylor is doing a good thing. He cleaning house. He getting all the Dion, all the guys that came with Dion. He want his own thing, and it kind of sounds like that's the most positive, successful thing to do. Because as long as we know that TC can win with all of the Dion hype, man, he want a name for himself, man. I mean, any man want a name for himself.
Absolutely,
so he need to get in. Them other guys need to get up in their portal, like Dion say, get in their portal, and please give us some space at Jackson State, Mississippi. Because we need some dogs, man. We don't need nobody that's gonna run a Dion every time they get mad and don't like something. We need some dogs, some real tigers. There's plenty of talent in Mississippi, and there's plenty of talent in Texas, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so much. No, I mean that's a fact. I mean, there's definitely TC has his own style, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's yet to be seen whether his style works or not. You know what I mean? But that don't mean that it's automatically garbage because it's different. You know what I mean? The call-in number, we got an open line right now, and I'll take a few more calls before we get out of here. But boy, oh boy, y'all have been funny. The Southern folks is out today. They said that they are here to play Alcorn. There was some person that picked Alcorn Southern and Texas Southern and Alabama State over JSU this year. There's another folk that said JSU won't win 6 games. That's some spicy talk for a team that ain't lost a conference game in 2 years. Now, you can say they lost a lot of players. Yeah, but they brought in a ton of players too. You can say they lost a lot of coaches. Yeah, but they brought in a ton of coaches too. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to take these last few calls, then we'll get out of here. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Thank you all for tuning in today. Let me see if I can get some of these These numbers I haven't seen before. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Jerica.
What's going on? What's on your mind?
Jeff, okay, so I've been watching your live, and I was not going to jump in here, but these people from Southern got me cursing and about to wreck my car. Like, you holding on to the past 8 or 9 years when everybody knows after Ecology, Jackson State had a slump. So you talking about wins that you got when we were down bad.
But you ain't down
Running
bad no
back
more,
before that.
You said
we ain't down bad no
you
more.
ain't down bad
See
no
what
more.
they mad is? They mad because as soon as we have a decent player leave, we get one that's either on their level or greater, and they don't know how to compete. And I'm tired of people coming here talking about Dooley with his doo-doo coaching. Dooley set an amazing quarterback all season. But all kind of games. First of all, you made it to the SWAC championship on the wish. They need to be thankful. And I know Texas Southern ain't here talking with body because what was your record, like 5 and 6? You got kicked out of the championship with Alabama A&M. You ain't no competition. All I'm saying is be ready. Everybody at this point wants to be a rival so they can pack their stadium. But when we come through during the season, I don't want to hear nobody talking.
Just
stay back and make it attention.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much. Ooh, she came on here talking real heavy, and that's what I like. I don't care if you're for Jackson, against Jackson. Just talk your talk and stand behind it, because guess what? We got to play the games. What's going on, Joseph? What's on your mind?
Hey, what's up? I stay in Jackson. I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. I'm not on here to talk noise, but I want to say I appreciate you for showing up to the game. I saw you and your wife at the game. I appreciate y'all. And you make Jackson State entertaining and keep the fans tuned in with every show you have. I just want to say I appreciate your content.
And I appreciate you, Joseph, man. It was nice meeting you. I remember who you were. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much.
All right, appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, just come over here and talk heavy. And guess what? Guess that's why we play the game. Shout out to Joseph, man. Great guy. He had a great poster at the game, too, by the way. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Doc, what's up, man?
What's going on, Doc, man? What's going on, Doc?
Oh, man, I ain't nothing about just getting off of work, just getting home from work. Hey, come on now. All these Southern folks trying to talk trash. Y'all what they need to do is go on Twitter and look at what Cool Hand Luke Jackson said about their last coach. His last coach.
He was talking real spicy.
Twitter.
He did. Luke Jackson did.
On Twitter. Hit him with a 1-2. Hit him with a 2-piece combo with a biscuit on top of his head, man. Come on now. Come on now. You know. And then whoever that Frank was, but whatever weed he was smoking, I do not want it. Whatever he was on some Cisco or something early today, bro. I was listening to the show on the way home on the bus. I'm like, bro, come on now. Got all these haters.
Hey, they feeling real confident, man. They feel like the crown is up for taking. You know what I'm saying? And they feel like they got a team that can win.
They can wait another couple of years to be feeling real confident. I feel in my heart that we're gonna take the SWAC over. I mean, we're gonna still take the SWAC over, regardless of the fact.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in, Doc, man. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
I appreciate it, man. Hey, dog, you know what I mean? This is an open platform. You come on, say what you got to say. You just got to stand on that. Stay what you say. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
What's up, Jeff? I really wasn't going to aim at the man record, but come on, man. The man didn't do nothing at Liberty. He did get demoted at Jackson. We all can attest to that.
Who you talking about?
The best thing he did, I'm talking about TC.
Now, TC wasn't at Liberty.
He was at Liberty.
Oh, what? I mean, hey, you telling me something? When?
He was at Liberty.
When was he there? Now I'm just curious.
He was a position coach at Liberty. They didn't give him a head coach an opportunity. Just like when he got to Jackson. In fact, at Liberty, he was the OC.
I think you're confusing. Now I think you're confusing two different people. I think you're talking about Coach Harris, Maurice, and TC. I think you getting swapped around.
No, I'm not talking about last year. Joe.
Yeah,
TC,
I don't think TC was at Liberty though. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. Even the comments are saying you're wrong, bro. Like I just saying, like now Maurice, Coach Harris, who's the offense coordinator at Jackson, was at Liberty, but TC never coached at Liberty.
Okay, I retract that. I'm sorry. I'll retract that. TC was the OC at Jackson.
He was.
Then he got bumped down to the wide receivers coach. That don't normally happen at the same institution. We both can agree to that.
I agree.
What I do give him credit for, he got great coaches behind him. And that's what I give him credit for.
Yeah, he's got some good coaches. He's definitely got some good coaches, man. But hey,
I love the coaches he got behind him now.
Yeah.
But let's not make it seem like he never got demoted at Jackson.
Hey, I'm not arguing with you. You know, the facts are what they are. So, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you calling in, man.
All right.
Hey, one thing I'm always be fair. I'm gonna let you get yours off. But when you come, you gotta come correct. Gotta come with the facts. Can't just come on here saying anything. You know what I mean? I don't know everything, man. I know a little something. You gotta come on here and say, state the facts, not just come on here and saying anything. You know what I mean? What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Hey, what's up, Jeff?
What's going on? I see you back.
Man. I'm back, baby. Hey, we was Jackson State representatives, and all these outside folks, they're trying to ride off our coattails. Need to take a back seat and get back in the cave they've been in all this time. But they weren't talking no noise until Dion left, and they think it's over, but it is not over. And see, one thing about, I really want to call because of that Southern guy. Because I used to be in the boom, and we used to wax Southern all the time. But them our sons. I'm UT, I played the bass drum back in 08, 09, and 10. But what I really wanted to say was this. Southern love us to come down there because they know the only time they're going to get a real atmosphere in the air is when they come see Jackson State, when Jackson State come see them, and they love coming to Jackson too.
Talk heavy. You know what I'm saying? Talk heavy.
And then I also want to say this too about the rest of the sweat. Like my boy Quay Davis. Yeah, he's an awesome player. And I think he just needs to just stick to playing football. Because all this internet stuff, I love Jackson State. Oh well, he can't coach. Oh well, I broke in my own house and stole my own shoes. Stuff like that. Only time people breaking your house is your friends breaking your house and your people you let in your house. Nobody breaks in nobody's house and strangers' houses like that. One of his friends broke in his house. And let that be known. And stuff like that doesn't happen outside. I'm sorry that happened to the young man. Mm-hmm. But I also want to say this too to the old man that be on here just talking to me. I'm sorry, I messed up. You don't be knowing what you're talking about. Again, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I appreciate you calling in, man. We got some more calls, but I appreciate you calling in.
All right, Joe, keep up the good work, man.
Hey, I appreciate it as always. Now, like that's the thing, we gotta come correct. Like I said, I don't care what you say, as long as it ain't crazy and as long as it's factual. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
Oh yeah, Frankie, I'm back, man.
Oh, come on, Frank, because they had a lot to say to you, dog. They had a whole lot to say about you, man. So what you got to say, and then we gonna wrap this thing up here soon.
Oh yeah, man, I ain't gonna be long. I just want them to know when Jackson failed this year, I want all them biased fans to be in this chat crying and moaning like Ken did when Dion left. I'm sorry, man.
So what's gonna be the score? What's gonna be the score when Jackson plays Southern? What you think the score gonna be? Just based on what you know.
I can't stand no damn Southern. No, it's all corner FAMU for me. That's who I think gonna win the
SWAC. You corner FAMU. Okay, yeah, that's what you said. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, Jackson State gonna whoop Southern gonna be one of the games Jackson State win for damn sure. Them garbage motherfuckers. I'm sorry for cursing. I'm sorry, it's YouTube. I'm sorry for cursing.
Good,
but they can say what they want about TC. TC gonna run Southern out of Baton Rouge. But the Jack State fan, they just biased and delusional, man. They gotta. I would like them better if they were more realistic. Like, we're gonna go 8-2. Like, don't
put yourself out there. Then when y'all don't, y'all looking all sad, want us to feel all sympathy for you. When we know they ain't as good as they was the last 2 years. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, man. Hey, that's how you feel. I guess that's why we play the games. That's why we get a chance to play the games. But I appreciate.
And Grayson should be the starting quarterback. Okay. Grayson for starting quarterback. Get that journeyman up out of there, man. He couldn't play everywhere else he went. He ain't gonna do good at Jackson. Give it to somebody that knows the system, who been there. Let that kid get it, man. I don't care about his skin color, man. Thank you, Jeff.
Hey, I appreciate you, Frank, man. I appreciate you, Frank. Frank sound real confident in the abilities of Alcorn and FAMU. He also picked Alabama State and a couple other teams over JSU, so that's awesome.
Frank.
What's going on? What's on your mind?
Hey, Jeff, I'm going to say this. If Jackson State beat FAMU, everybody else can lay it down. Everybody thinks Jackson State going to fall off the map because Dion, they talking about TC credentials. TC won a black college championship as an OC. TC has been plenty of places as an offensive coordinator with top number 1 offense. The man can coach. Y'all must forgot Dion came from high school.
He didn't win the Celebration Bowl. He got there, though. He did get there. He didn't win. He was at North Carolina
I'm not
Central.
talking about with Jackson State.
No, I'm talking about North
I'm
Carolina
not talking
Central.
about with.
I'm talking about North Carolina Central.
Okay.
He got there. They didn't win. Their first Celebration Bowl was last year, but he did get there. So he didn't win.
He got more coaching experience than Deion Sanders had.
Hey,
Deion came from high school.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
Like I said, if Jackson State win that second game, everybody else can lay it down.
Talk to me.
They can lay it down. I'm just telling you. FAMU the one to be worried.
Talk to me.
They the one need to be worried. They didn't load the house. If we beat them, it's over with. We ain't gonna blow nobody out this shit like we was, but by Mississippi Valley, we're gonna blow them out. We're gonna build some close games. We're gonna build some shootouts. The guy came over talking about Maurice Harris, our offensive coordinator. This guy got SEC experience, Power 5 experience.
It's true.
So he knows something. Hugh Freeze was the head coach at Liberty. He wouldn't put no anybody at his staff.
That's a fact.
Ole Miss don't hire no anybody. Ole Miss don't hire no anybody in the SEC.
That's a fact, man.
The man know his stuff, man.
Hey,
all y'all Jackson State haters, just wait till the final, man. Y'all think we gonna fall off the face of the earth? It ain't gonna be like that, man.
I got you, man. Hey, appreciate
but
you.
But man, keep up the good work.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you calling in. Nah, that's a fact. Like I said, it's gonna be this football, bro. We're in spring. We just wrapped up spring, and everybody's talking real spicy. Everybody got something to say. I love it. What's going on? You're on with Jeff.
What's up, Jeff, man? This Dr. Said, man. What's happening with you?
What's going on with you? What's on your mind?
Man, okay. So when you play football, right? Mm-hmm. The goal is to get to championships, right?
Yes.
Would that be safe to say?
It's very safe to say, yes.
And when you're in the SWAC, the goal is to win a SWAC championship, right?
Yes, it is. That is very true. It's the ultimate goal.
Okay, so now that we do agree upon the ultimate goal, for those Southern people out there, obviously, well, I don't know. I didn't attend there, so I don't know what their academia is like. But so we do agree that when Jackson State beat Southern these last 2 years, they went to the SWAC championship and won, right?
Yes, that is true. They beat Southern.
So
well, they beat Prairie View. Well, they beat Southern in 21 to get to the SWAC championship and beat Prairie View where Dooley was at. And then they actually beat Southern in the SWAC championship in 22. But now you continue.
Okay. So that will make Jackson State basically a reigning championship team. Would that be safe to say?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. So I need everybody from Southern to go to your page. You talk about when you beat Jackson State all these years, but we just agreed, right, that the ultimate goal is to win a SWAC championship because you're in the SWAC. The numbers show that they only won.
Oh man, you got some background noise. You're gonna have to move along from that. But yeah, like the Southern talk, hey man, that's the thing. When you lose as much as people feel like JSU lost, you're going to have people that come on and talk heavy and feel like the crown is up for taking. It's up to them and whether they're going to be able to take it or not. What's going on wrong with Jeff?
I had to call back because of the DDRs and primates that's in the chat. I mean, you have the most DDRs and primates in the chat. Listen, TC won like 3 or 4 at North Carolina Central as an offense coordinator. He was penciled in as an offense coordinator at Jackson State. He put up 66 against AU. I don't know why these.
Talk heavy. He did.
I don't know. I don't know why these DDRs. And then you got Southern. Y'all got y'all ass kicked twice last year. You got your ass kicked twice last year in the regular season, then in the championship. Then you talk about Florida A&M. You got what's the score? 59-6, 59-3. You got 56 points. You got your ass trumped by 56 points. How you gonna make up those 56 points and say you gonna win something? Really? Man, go sleep. Go play in traffic. Thank you for taking my call.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yo, that is hilarious, man. Like it is good. This is why football is so awesome. This is why sports are so awesome. Because guess what? We all, in the chat, we got Jason Brown Sr. in the chat, by the way. Some of y'all had a lot to say about his son. I mean, he's right here. He's over in the chat. At least so y'all had something to say about how y'all don't think his son good enough. Well, guess what? He's going to get a chance to prove it this fall. A lot of y'all had to say, and that is okay. It's all fair because it's all trash talk. It's all in good fun. But at the end of the day, on the field, you're going to have to settle it. Southern's going to have to see JSU. JSU's going to have to see Southern in Baton Rouge. Texas Southern going to have to see JSU. JSU's also going to have to see Texas Southern. You feel me? FAMU. They still reeling from getting beat by 56 points. But a lot of people feel like now that one regime is gone, this JSU team won't be the same. And it is up to us to wait and see. Because all of these rosters are still fluid. These rosters are still adding players. Some of these rosters are still losing players. Somebody just came on this show and said that they think they heard from a birdie, a source they have, that Alcorn may be losing their best player. You get what I'm saying? And so that's why it is beautiful to get in here and have camaraderie. Beautiful to go out here and have great trash talk. But at the end of the day, your team, your coach, your players are going to have to settle it out there on the field. And it's only April. Y'all got this much to say, and it's only April. Wait till we get to August. Wait till we get to the freaking the media days in July. The SWAC media days, I think it's July 25th in Birmingham. I will be there. And I will be asking some of your favorite coaches, Coach Dooley, Coach T.C. Taylor, Coach McKinley at Texas Southern, Coach McDowell at Prairie View, Coach McNair at Alcorn. You know what I mean? Some of the new coaches like Coach Wade at Mississippi Valley about how they feel about their team going into fall camp. Who is going to win some of their quarterback battles? Grambling, Coach Hugh Jackson at Grambling is all so beautiful. Oh, my gosh. Man, oh, man, I cannot wait till we get some of these things. Let me read some of your comments, then I am going to get out of here. But I appreciate all you guys on here in this chat. We got a couple hundred people. Be sure to hit that like button before you get out of here. Y'all just still talking smack to each other. Dooley. I don't know. All of these guys, Coach Dooley, yeah, all of them, man. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to see what happens because guess what? At the end of the day, we got to lace it up. I know, shout out to the Blue Bloods. Shout out to Zach Blue over there at the Blue Bloods. He's going to Grambling, so be sure to check out all his stuff. He was at Tennessee State this past weekend, so shout out to him. Let me read some of your comments, and I'm getting out of here, man. Let's see. It says they ran 5 plays the whole day. Oh, he's talking about this is Jason Brown Sr. talking about the spring games that they only ran 5 plays, and the D was on the same side as the offense looking at the play call. TC hasn't put in anything. Woo! Talk heavy, Mr. Brown. Talk heavy, Jason Brown Sr. He said, man, they ran 5 plays and they knew what the plays were going to be. Got a point. It's got a point there. This is why spring games is only so much you can take from it. Maybe I'm overhyping the defense because of comments like this. You know what I mean? Like maybe you know what I'm saying? Like TC knows what's going on. He's the head coach for a reason. And we're spectators and fans and analysts or whatever for a reason. That's why they're the coach and they're the players and we're the fans. But that doesn't mean we don't get a chance to chime in. That doesn't mean we don't get a chance to have dialogue. That doesn't mean we don't get a chance to feel how we feel about certain teams and certain coaches and certain players. So That's all I got. Thank you, guys. Paris, let them know. Keep reading in the spring if you want to. Keep reading. Okay, we got one last call, man. I do see somebody calling in. I'm gonna take this one, and then I am going to get out of here. Oh man, what's going on, y'all? You on with Jeff?
Hey Jeff, this is Gabriel again. Hey,
what's going on, Gabriel?
I just thought of that the running back I was thinking about, Irv Mulligan.
Irv Mulligan, yes.
Yeah, because he, and I remember you talking about him in some previous videos, and I saw some of his footage, and he is what's my boy name, the one that just left? Savion Wilkinson, right?
Yes,
yes. And look like he's a little bit stronger, a little bit, buff,
Yeah, he's a big kid.
So I think we're gonna be okay in the running back department. And like you said, we got those guys coming in, and I think the main thing is this right here: the difference between the last administration and this one. It don't have that pop. It don't have that excitement like Prime was bringing it. I think that's the biggest difference. And that's all I really have to say, man.
Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you as always, Gabriel. Appreciate it. Nah, man. Yo, that's like I said. I don't care what you say as long as it's respectful, but you can talk heavy and back it up. And Jason Brown Sr. said, come August, y'all gonna have to see his son. Y'all keep talking about this man's son, and he said, come August, y'all will be eating your words. This is what I like to see. This right here, talk heavy. If you feel this way, call into the show about whatever. No, and stand on this. But this is what I like to see because guess what? His son, JSU, they're going to have to see Southern, but Southern going to have to see them. And this is all I want. I want you to talk heavy, be respectful, but talk heavy. Feel how you feel. You are a fan base for a reason. You are passionate about your school, your team, whatever. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Victory Formation Sports Show. My name is JeffLightsYJr. Before you get out of here, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. We have dialogue like this all over social media. Also, you can subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.